Hello and welcome back to Quicks14Blog. Happy New Year to everyone as you're watching this, because I'm pretty sure it's your new year, and if it isn't yet, well, sucks to be you. Uh, back to Quickshot14's blog. As you can see, I am back in WoW. Hooray! Hooray for me. Trying out some new video editing here, as you can see. I've finally got Premiere installed and up and running, so hopefully this will not only make it faster, but make it better quality. Adding a little bit of effects here. I like your feedback on this, so please make sure you do some comments. So we're picking up right where we left off, going from level 66 to 67. And basically what we're going to do here is we just turned in a couple quests we had to finish, and we're going back towards the direction that we were in on the last level video that you saw, and where we stopped, which is down in the south east corner of Zanger Marsh. But first, as we picked up these new ones that we turned in and did earlier, we're going to be heading back towards where Black Stinger and some of the other ones were. And I know I didn't show those in previous videos. Those got cut accidentally because I forgot to hit the record key. So we're going to head back in that direction. It's down pretty far. It's about south here. You can see it on the map as I'm heading to it. And this is pretty easy. They want some idols from this area, and they want about 8, and they all spawn around the same areas. And you're gonna see some of that here. Not too big of a deal. Mostly hunter like Fallen Draenei are protecting it. They're not too difficult at all. Just watch the little pet spore bats and keep an eye on them and take care of them, and you'll be just fine. Otherwise, it shouldn't be a big deal at all. These respawn around the same areas, and they do it pretty fast because my fiance was running on her alt, as you'll see later on Talrisia, running around here as well, and I went back to the same spots that she went to, and it already respawned. So, not a huge deal on this. So, you see me picking some of these up, and then I'll be fighting some of these hunters to get them out of our way, just to give you an opportunity to see what you're up against, and also all the idols. Again, finding the idols aren't hard. They will be kind of in a cubby uh, and maybe even underwater, but they are sparkly, so they're not too hard to spot if you're looking at it. Of course, if you have Quest Helper or Quest Info for Cartographer, you'll have even an easier time as well. It's good to be back in WoW after being frozen for quite a while, and I must say, I don't know if you can see it or not down there, but I have a ton of rested XP, over 395,000 bonus experience. Yes, that's a hell of a lot, and comes in handy. And amazingly enough, you'll find out, and maybe even see that by the end of this 66 to 67 jump, that I'm still well over 300k of rested experience. In fact, I think it's about 305 or 307 or something in that nature. So you will see that. Excuse me. Did pretty well getting things here. I was hoping I'd get back in time to show you all something. Of course, I want to get back to leveling ASAP, and hopefully having Premiere again, and doing these blog posts will help make that happen. So you can see me here trying to get around to these different idols and everything, and the blasted guys in the way here. Not a huge deal, again. You're going to be... this is really the only time you really should have to worry about fighting them. You're only going to have to come back to this camp, I believe, just one more time, and I believe you'll see that in Part 2 or Part 3. Us coming back to this camp to do a little quest line. I don't want to spoil too much right now, because of course you'll see it. But not very hard at all, and it's a good way to start. I did these first video parts that you're going to be see here, especially in part 1, last night when I got back on. I was only on for maybe an hour or two, and then I was dead tired and went to bed, and I got up fairly early this morning, and then about midday got back to work, and got done leveling from, I think it was around noon to maybe 4 with breaks and other things. So that wasn't too bad, getting the last pieces of leveling. Wasn't going hardcore at it, but definitely wasn't like being very casual either. So we make our way around these things, and then we're going to head back again to where we left off in the original video. And I know it's been a while since the last part video, and if you missed that when we were doing our final part of LvL from level 65 to 66, we ended in the southeast corner near the bog, turning in that seedling quest that we did, the corrupted seedlings quest and everything, and we left a quest down there, and that's what we're going to go do. We're going to go back down there and pick up that quest, and that's what you're seeing right here, us picking up that quest. And it's a good thing we did this, and it's important that you go ahead and do this before you head up north for your other quest, because she's going to send you up there anyway. So it's a good idea to pick it up on your way, and you're going to get a bunch of quests up here because there's another Alliance camp, Draenei Alliance camp here that you're going to find, and they're going to give you a bunch of quests to do as well. And all you have to do is just do these quests, and then you'll be able to get all these quests done really, really fast and all together. And so that's what we're doing here. We've started attacking these guys. The ogres are these ogres in particular, the ogre mauls and the ogre shamans. The ogre shamans aren't nothing to be too concerned about. They do spell damage, of course, and they do go into kind of a bloodlust after a while. The ogre mauls, or whatever it's quite called there, are not too difficult either. But the thing you need to watch out for is they do like to interrupt spells and put a cooldown on that spell class. Very important for healers to watch out for that, especially for druids. The last thing you want to do is be stuck in a whole bunch of them, hit a spell type that is going to take over time that is actually also your heal, like holy or nature or something of that like that, and then have it be interrupted. This is the Overlord guy in there, and as far as I know, and as I've seen, he's not a part of any quest, at least for the Alliance side. Not a huge deal for him at all either. He's not elite. He goes down pretty easy. Just takes a little time. He loves to knock back a lot. So make sure you position yourself appropriately so he doesn't knock back you into to some major trouble. Basically, with the quests we got down there in south that we picked up was for these mushroom types, and that's what we're getting off these guys. Now we're going up north to the new camp here, as you can see, and this is a little Draenei camp. Hit that flight point, very important. We go ahead and pick up these quests, and then we'll have at least one to turn in, I do believe. There is some guys that you'll see that are kind of orange here, not very friendly right now. That'll be taken care of later as you finish some of these quests, and then you're going to get a bunch more quests from these guys. It's a great resource, so real easy to do. So you'll definitely be back here. And you'll see that at the end of this part, us getting our wrap up with them as we turn some of these in. So they'll give you some varying quests. First and foremost, the quest that they give you is to kill the very orcs that you're killing anyway for the mushroom types. So that works out quite nice. They want you to kill a certain amount of each one, certain amount of shamans and a certain amount of those mauls, and we're after them anyway for the mushroom types, and also for, I believe there's another quest for them as well. I can't quite recall now. So doing them all at once just works wonderfully, and I was glad to go ahead and pick that up. And you got to fight them on your way up to the camp anyway, so you can go ahead and start doing it through there, and then once you have it, come back to them. Once you do that and you get that done, you want to head to your east from the camp and everything. So you can head to this, well, it's like the Fallen Draenei camp or whatever, and you can see here with Taurisia, we're fighting one of the quests that we picked up, which is a group quest. He's not elite, but he has a couple of cronies with him, and they all attack it at once, so it can be kind of a group thing. It's at least 2 people. If you're my level or A level, squishy and stuff, if you're squishy, you might have some problems. If you're not, you probably won't. If you're not sure, just bring along a friend. If you have someone questing around there anyway, hop with them real fast, and you can get the quest done, and then go ahead and separate parties. Again, I do not recommend keeping on parties if you're with a friend or whatever, because you both will level slower. So keep that in mind. Once that's done, and you have that done, you have to go pick up that talisman, vial that you saw, and that'll spawn in 2 different places, either right near where that Overwatcher or whatever his name is, or just a bit north from there. And again, if you have quest info or quest helper, you'll see that real easy on your map. Then you have to kill a certain amount of these guys, a certain amount of assassins, I believe like 3, and then I believe 10 or 12 of these other types. Really nothing to be worried about. They do run when they're about to die, so keep an eye on that, as they like to pull a lot. So make sure you look out for that. And also, the assassins are stealthed, so keep an eye out for them. Usually not too hard to spot. They're really not too hard either. One thing to look out for is the paralyzing poison that these guys do. poison isn't very damaging, but when it completes, it will paralyze you. You will not be able to move, and you will take excess damage. So if you can cure that, go for it. If not, try to kill him as quick as possible. So we turn all these quests in. Standard quest reward 10,000 plus. Very, very nice. And of course, we hit a ton of reputation XP with these guys around here. And as soon as we do that, we actually go neutral, and then we can actually pick up quests from these guys. Tons more to do. And of course, you'll see that all in part 2. I want to thank you very much. I'm sorry I've been gone for so long. We'll have a ton more as going from 66 to 67 here in Outland. Completing Zangarmarsh. Yes, I finished it. There's no more. I'm out somewhere else now, and you'll see that all in part 3. So we'll see you in a bit. Bye.